Okay, welcome back, and in this video I'm going to talk about another design pattern, and this is the last one, which is called reflection. So let's get started. First of all, the definition. So reflection pattern, it means ability for agent to reflect on its own work. That's a simple meaning of reflection pattern. So what we do here is we'll ask agent to perform a task, and once the task is done, do the critic of its own task, find the areas which can be improved further on the output which is generated by the mod, or in this case agent, and then work on that improvement, and then again do this process, repeat this process few times. So that's like a loop, a feedback loop. Now let's take example. If let's say there is an agent which is trying to generate a code documentation. So given a code, it is trying to document it. Now there will be like a first production of the documentation of the code. Second is critic the documentation, means look at the areas what it is lagging into. So does it contain the edge cases? Does it contain the error scenarios? Does it talk about all the parameters which are which acts as the input to the function? So talk about that, and it should give a feedback to the producing unit of the agentic application to see that this part is not captured well and need to work on it. So do this couple of times until we have the refined version of the documentation. So let's take a look into that, how it should be designed. Very simple design. So we have a user input which is coming here. So let's say user is coming up with some function which is not having any kind of documentation or any kind of comment mentioned. It's just a function with the instructions, like a code written in that function. Now we give this to writer, which is a technical document writer. It has a technical writer component and it has a reviewer component. Now this technical writer component will take this input, which is the code, understand the code, and start coming up with the documentation. Reviewer will look into the document part of the, or document piece of the code, and see whether it is covering all the aspects. For example, is the code, first of all, contains all the conditions what is required, and those conditions are all captured in a nice manner, in a clear manner in the documentation. And also is the flow correct? For example, there are a set of conditions which are performed in the user function, right? If else conditions are here. So is the flow also talking the particular condition in the same manner? Is it maintaining the order? So and few more aspects, like is it following the best practices for documenting the code and code function? Look at that reviewer output, which is the result. And if reviewer feels the submits the report which is resulting into approved, then we get this report, means output as this, which is actually the documented code. If it is saying no, it needs further improvement, then go back and start working on it again with the given feedback. So it means only those areas need to be addressed. Complete document does not need need to be generated again. Just the areas which are found lacking in the feedback. So do that, and finally we will have this kind of a documentation created by the technical document writer, which is one of the component of technical document writer agent. So this is the very simple reflection pattern, very powerful for improving the content, because all the time we use agents or agentic applications to do work which needs not just one prompt, but output of the prompt we also need to review, give a feedback, do some commands, or give some commands to model, say, okay, can you do this, can you correct that part? So what if that can be just configured in a manner like kind of a two different roles, one for as a producer of the content, another as a reviewer of the content, and then set the expectation in the prompt that, okay, what is the expected quality from technical writer. If that is clearly defined in the reviewer, reviewer means a component of this agent which actually reviews the generated content, then I think you will get the great quality, because LLM is very good in working on those areas which are clearly given to it in the form of an instruction with some examples. But if we are not giving proper examples or not telling, okay, what is lacking, then there's a room for assumption, and that room actually creates all this not high quality output from the model. So that's why this is a reflection pattern. Try this out, and soon I have a videos on these implementation of these design patterns. So you will get to see how these are actually implemented, and we will use LangGraph for implementation, and it will be pretty easy and standard way of implementing agentic AI applications. So till that time, stay tuned, and thanks for watching this video.